Yeah. No, I
I just tried recording it.
Okay, so I was talking to you about how the business analyst is an interface between business and IT, how you need
Yes.
both the business IT. Then I spoke
Okay.
about having a good blend of soft skills and technical skills. Soft skills being how you manage your relationship, how do you communicate, how do you negotiate, how do you get the work done. Technical skills are your IT skills, how do we understand customer business, which is a domain, also understand how to document requirements, how do you actually churn out process maps, wireframes, and so on. Wireframes are nothing but your mock screens. That is how the end screens or your website screens will look like, right, when you're using it. And then
What are those maps again?
coming to so yes, you had a question?
Yeah, about those maps. You said some process maps.
Yeah, process maps are nothing but, let's say I tell you something about cash management, right? So cash
Okay.
management starts with probably step A, and then it goes to step B, step C, step D, till it goes to maybe some step like step Q, and then the
Okay.
process ends there. So I have a series of steps. I have
Okay.
15, 20 steps, and there are multiple departments or multiple stakeholders involved within this cash management flow.
Okay.
How do I
So,
represent this information visually?
like using Visio or Star
That's
UML or
correct.
something
That's
like
correct. Yeah.
that. Okay. All right.
All right. So I will come to each of the techniques a little later.
Sure.
So different roles and responsibilities. This point is necessary because you need to understand when you get a role where exactly you fit in and what exactly that business analyst does. Business analyst is a generic term. Under it, there are multiple other roles. Pre-sales is one. A pre-sales is more a senior role, or when you're playing a junior role, which is with the experience of 1 to 5 years, you're basically supporting a senior business analyst. Business analyst here, as a pre-sales person, is when, let's say, a company wanting to take IT services, IT services. For example, let's say a company like Novartis, which is a pharma company, wants to build software, comes to an IT company like Accenture and says, "Hey, this is my problem. Can you help me out? Need a solution
Mhm.
for this problem. So can you tell me how you're going to solve it?" So pre-sales team is where it works with the client before you get the project, understand their problems, build a solution, have a technical solution, build an architecture, build, say, okay, I'm going to use these technologies, I'm going to use this technology stack. This is the architecture we propose, and this is the future plan, and so on. And just submit a proposal. All right. So this phase where before getting the project, you are actually doing some sort of pre-sale activity. Pre-sale itself means before the actual sale, before the actual contract, all that happen. Okay. So all the activities that happen fall into the pre-sales bucket. Are you able to visualize this? Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Okay, so next one is business consultant, which is at the enterprise analysis. Business consultant or enterprise analyst, as they are called, are usually senior BAs with 20 or 20 plus years of work experience. These are people who work with the customer to figure out what their major roadblocks are in business, and then make decisions where IT solutions can be some of the uh, you know measures, and there could be some process improvement initiatives which could be the other measures. So enterprise analyst will impact the IT part of business as well. Let's say, for example, they will say you're using a legacy system or you're using old systems, mainframe systems which need to be replaced, and start using a standard ERP system, which is like a SAP, okay, SAP.
Mhm.
Then they'll say implement a SAP so that are much more streamlined and better, right? So when you implement a SAP project, and let's say your company, Novartis, is distributed across the globe, and you have about 124 offices or locations. where this SAP has to be implemented. This SAP implementation may take a couple of years before it is implemented and streamlined across the globe, right? Because it is an
Yeah.
enterprise-wide activity and an enterprise-wide impact. So somebody doing that scale of consulting comes under the enterprise analysis scope. All
So
right.
it's on the larger scale, right? Where it's like
Yes.
totally with the
Yes.
clients and then like
Right.
and then
So
like
enterprise
pretty much
analyst will
validate.
then impact small, these IT projects that will result in multiple IT projects running.
Okay.
One of the projects could be then there'll be multiple business analysts then working under the enterprise analyst. Okay. Then comes
Okay.
the requirement analyst. A requirement analyst is the classic BA role. This is the most commonly found business analyst role.
Understanding the end-to-end end requirements of the client and then
Yeah.
letting the development team and all that, like letting
So,
them know, right? Pretty much.
so what a requirement analyst does is, let's say your manager comes up to you and says, "Hey Raja, you're the business analyst for this project. You have to travel to let's say New Jersey, meet this client at Novartis, and you understand what their problems are, capture the requirements, and get the documentation signed off from them. And once it's signed off, the development will team will start implementing the requirements. So
Yeah.
requirement analyst will then have to travel, go to the customer place, understand what the customer's requirements are, capture it, document it, get it signed off from the customer, and then come back to your company, talk to your development team, testing team, and the other stakeholders, explain to them what the requirements are, because these requirements could be multiple, right? So I will give an overview, then I will start explaining each and every requirement, what are the major in the requirements, then I'll get into specifics of the requirements and so on. So that is the life of a requirement analyst, which is the classical requirement analyst role, business analyst role, right? Let me know if you have any questions. I'll proceed.
No, I'm good. I'm good so far.
Next is the process analyst role. A process analyst role is mostly a business role. It is the kind of role which you are looking for. Okay, a process
Okay.
analyst is somebody who is having very little IT skills. So this is a person who is actually working closely within the business itself. Okay, may not necessarily be from an IT company. You may be working for, say, Novartis. Within the Novartis team, you may be a business analyst having a different designation. Right? So what you do, you work with different departments to understand what the process is, right? You understand the
Okay.
process and then create process maps and some basic process documents. Process documents could be in the form of user guides. User guides are nothing but you will have a lot of screenshots and you'll have explanation. For example, if I want to log into Facebook, I start with saying, okay, how do I create a Facebook account? I will put a screenshot of the registration page. I will even, in fact, put a screenshot of what is the website address. Then I will put a screenshot of what is the registration screen. I will explain what are the different fields within the registration screen. Okay, what is the information I need to enter? What is mandatory? What's not mandatory? After that, I will also mention screenshots of email notifications that you will receive. I will also show links where a customer is accepting the link, and then the Facebook file is activated, and so on. Does it make sense?
Yeah, so it's mostly like creating standard operating procedures, right?
Yeah, it's a standard operating procedure. You create an SOP document. Uh,
Okay.
Also, you spend a lot of time using your Visio to create process maps. Now, because each department can have multiple processes. Now, let's say each department has 25 to 30 processes. And let's say you have about 10 to 15 different, right? So if
You're
you're a
breaking.
process analyst, you spend a lot of time versioning, and also these processes could change over a period of time. So
Okay.
analyst keeps on updating this information, documents the information, and so that's the major role of a process analyst. So not much of IT skills required, but it's mostly business. So you need to understand the core business to do this kind of a role,
All right.
right? Okay, how does it help? It helps, let's say, new joinees or anybody else having to refer to how a particular process is running currently.
So
This way, this is also will be a requirement for some audits, that is ISO audit or some other CMMI level audit and so on. These are some basic requirements to have basic documentation in place.
okay, so basically you standard operating procedures and you set benchmarks and
Yeah. Like for example,
standards.
CMMI level, 2 or 3 will say that you need to have standard operating procedures. You should know that for each process, you should have some basic user documentation. You should have process flow maps. You should have blah 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 and all this. So then the process analyst will work with the operations team to map all this information. Okay. And the next one is systems analyst. Systems analyst is where mostly having 80%, 85% of IT flavor. That is mostly working on databases, mostly working on applications which are already built. For example, the CEO of the company says, "Hey, I need some reports on what we sold last month under the category." Healthcare ABC, whatever. I could have 10 different categories. I could have different type of drugs, right? So I will say under these category of drugs, I want to know what is the sale month on month for the last 3 years. And so when this information goes to the system analyst will query information from the database, extract that information, put it in Excel or in whatever format, or push it into a certain tool and make it available for the a business owner to visualize the information. So system analyst is somebody like that.
So basically somebody with a lot of SQL skills, right?
SQL
Mostly.
skills. Also, system analyst could be somebody who are working on a system for a long time. And let's say they say, hey, I tried to do this transaction. Okay, customer says, I tried to do this transaction and it failed. I couldn't transfer the funds. It shows the funds are transferred, but the other party has not received the funds. So then he calls up the customer service. The customer service will raise it and give a reference number. Now that ticket is assigned to a system analyst. A system
Okay.
analyst internally will investigate what is the issue and do some sort of backend coding to fix the issue.
Okay.
Okay? It could be as simple as updating of a particular user account, or it could be running some jobs or doing some bug fixes. A system analyst could be mostly, or he could be somebody with a lot of technical skills, right? So he
Okay.
person is differing from your process analyst or a requirement analyst. Then you talk about solution architect. A solution architect is a senior person, an architect, somebody who provides technical solutions, also has a lot of business understanding. All right, now for the example, the business is saying that I'm actually taking, it takes about 10 minutes to actually download some reports or receive some reports in my inbox.
Okay.
A solution architect will then look at what is the current technical solution that's being used and then may come up with a solution, a case, and then present it to the top management and say, hey, I feel that the current solution that you're using does not suffice and may not be able to support your business requirement, which is you need something that is the reports that are coming to you real time instead of near real time, right? So when I look at the reports, it will show me the current or the real time information. Then you need to have this kind of solution and you present the solution to them. get an okay from them, and then go ahead and create a project and start implementing it. Okay, a solution architect is usually a senior technical person with business understanding as well.
But mostly IT stuff, right?
Mostly IT stuff. Also, it could happen that you are a business analyst and you have been in the company for a long time, so you understand the whole flavor. Or sometimes what happens, a developer actually grows up into a business analyst. Somebody from a technical background with 4 to 5 years of developing or coding experience would then get into a business analyst role and move on from there. And so then they have an opportunity to start, visualizing information from both the aspects, technical and business, and then provide a solution. Mostly a senior role. Then coming to the data architect role, a data architect role is mostly somebody who is having business skills, but mostly spends time, structuring data, managing your data, which is very important. Data is very important. So how do you manage? Do I manage it on cloud? Do I manage it on premise? What is the kind of standards I need to follow to manage the data? Let's say Novartis acquired a new company. All right,
Mm-hmm.
that the processes or the information that the acquired company holds is not in the same standard as Novartis, and this kind of problems are handed over to the data architect. Hey, can you please look at it and see how you can actually merge the data and see how we can set up processes so that there is a single instance of truth, and there's a standardized data management process and so on, right? So that's when data architect will study the acquired company's data and understand the database, the kind of structured data warehousing strategy that they are following, and how that can actually blend into the Novartis way of doing things. Yeah, so
So it's basically like a database manager or like a.
database manager, but also having a lot of business flavor. Okay, if,
Okay.
for example, it's like saying, okay, I'm talking about patient profiling. Talk about patient profile, I could have multiple tables. Now, each table could actually hold some sort of information, right? So I should know
Okay.
each table, what does each of the table means, right? I should be able to tell, okay, these tables actually related to patient profile. These kind of tables are related to, the kind of ailments or diseases and things like that. So somebody who is understanding and appreciating what the business is all about, at the same time having a lot of database knowledge. All right. So
Sure.
you will see all these guys nowadays. You will see a lot of data. You will see a lot of people who say they know data analysis. They also know. See, business analysis is also about data analysis. Like for example, now if I give you some cash management tables, or I give you cash management data dump, right? You will be able to
Okay.
really assess and understand what are each of the columns within the table, what it actually means, and you may be able to make sense of it. For example, if I say there's an amortization amount, so
Okay.
if you're able to make sense of what is amortization, and if there are different tables within amortization itself, then you coming with some amount of business flavor will be able to understand that. So that is what is expected of a data architect as well.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so here is where the confusion comes in. Oh, is he really a technical guy? Is he really a business guy? What is he? Right? So somebody, so
Mostly the technical guy.
business analyst. So it depends on what is your major focus. Then comes
Okay.
change management analyst. Change management analyst usually comes in after the, let's say the application is go live, happens and the application is ready. Already the customers are using it, but there are small bugs or small changes or enhancements that are required. Hey, I don't see that there are email notifications being triggered. Can you please create that feature for us? All right. So that's when the business analyst will do a small piece of documentation around this particular change and passes it on to for approval. Once it is approved, the system analyst will take it from there, or it could be some developer who will take it from there and implement it. After it's implemented, the change management analyst will actually test out that particular feature or enhancement, and then provide to the customer for further testing and approval. All right. So what we saw roles which start before the project starts to enterprise impact this thing, and then we get into project specific roles like requirement analyst. Then we talk about non-IT kind of profile. Then we look at highly technical profile. We look at senior technical profiles, data profiles. Then we look at support profile. These are usually support roles.
Okay.
It as production support or backend support. It's a change management analyst role. All right. So these are the different roles that are there. I hope you're okay so far.
Yeah, so far I'm okay.
Okay. See, this is necessary because sometimes we blindly jumping into business analyst information, right? Better to
Yeah, definitely.
get a base.
Hello.
I'm there. I'm only seeing that this is
Okay, okay.
extremely slow. I'm just what I'm thinking. I'm going to definitely use the other laptop. I'll be ready properly, but I had to move some content from here and there. This is my personal laptop.
Oh,
Okay. So now I was talking to you about what are the quality of a business analyst. In my experience so far, what I understood is it's all about software aspects. Okay, knowing how to document, having the experience about using different tools is all okay. All right. A business analyst, a lot of people. It's mostly about people management. You meet a lot of people, you talk to people, understand information from them. So it's mostly about software aspects. Okay, so if you're very good with building rapport, connecting with people, trying to get information from them, that is the quality of a very good BA, right? So people management, communication skills are the major, uh, skill sets of a BA. So that's what I wanted to highlight there.
sure.
So these are some of the challenges which I've faced so far, and oh, I want to give you a before we get into the specifics because to talk about something that is uh, like a bird's eye view, and then we'll get into specifics. So you see
Sure.
kind of challenges that a business analyst will face is, customer. When you go to a customer, right? So customer is very vague. Let me tell you, customer is always very vague. Sometimes they are specific. Where very rarely it happens, customer cannot tell you specifically what they want. Okay, they will tell you a big story, and you got to figure out what exactly is required. Like they can go on for a couple of hours, and then you should be able to figure out what they exactly need, right?
Okay.
So the biggest problem is to figure out what is the problem. A single, and sometimes it so happens that you will just get a single line statement. Like for example, can you fix the cash management process? Gaps. Say that cash management having revenue losses of say $2 million. So can you work with my team to figure out and fix the problems within the cash management process? Okay, it's as simple as that. So then you got to figure out and understand what can be improved, right?
You have to ask the right questions, probably.
Yes, yes. So asking the right questions is a start, right? So before that, one line statement, how do you take it from there? That is important. Second thing is market research. Market research is very, very important for a business analyst. For example, like I took the other example where you're working for a teacher and your boss comes up to you and says, "Hey Raja, you need to travel to Novartis, New Jersey. You have like 1 week time. Start preparing for it, and then you will have to do the requirement gathering. You will have to work for their, pharma process. You will have to work on the pharma process. This is the project. They are trying to revamp their systems. So that's the project. What do you do? So you need to do your research. So as a business analyst, this is a classic thing. Okay, so what happens is a business analyst will then have to look at what is the information that's already available with the company. All right, so this is mostly coming in when doing the pre-sales stage, right? When you're at the pre, they would have shared the problem statement, they would have shared some company information, then there is some solution that is proposed by ID and that is already approved by the business. So you understand this piece to get to some level of basics to say, okay, this is what was the problem, this is the solution that is proposed, so this is clear. Now you start getting into understanding the domain. Let's say you're new to the domain. What would you do, Raja, if you are new to the domain?
I would like probably look it up on YouTube, get some knowledge before I even like start up.
Yeah.
So and then ask other people from my organization, and when I'm changing domains, ask them, hey, what do you know about this? What do you think I should know? Like say if I have to like go meet a client, right? That 1 week time I'd like do my homework, know Google about them, know what their basic bottlenecks are and all that and types and take it from there.
That's precisely what you will do. What you will do is, let's say, you will hardly get people to explain and spoon information to you. Okay, this is the hard
Okay.
reality. Whenever somebody comes into the industry, they have to figure things out very quickly. Okay, there you are also expected to act smart without being provided any guidance.
Okay.
So Google is your best friend. So what you do is read up a lot of information about Novartis. Okay,
Okay.
Novartis, you need to firstly, once you visit the website, obviously go through all the tabs, understand what are the different verticals, what are the different processes that they have. And let's say you're working on pharma, quickly go to the pharma process and understand what products they have, what processes they have, and so on. Along with this, you are also going to look at, if it's a public company, you will look at their financial statements, which are publicly uploaded. Right? You have the financial statements. The financial statements gives you a lot of juice about what the company is doing, where it is headed, and sometimes it's so obvious that the financial statements will even contain information on the roadmap for the next 5 years. And in that, you will also see that there will be a lot of IT initiatives. Possible that the project that you're going to work on is part of that IT initiative.
Sure.
Okay, so okay, see why the customer is wanting to do this. Get that piece of understanding. The another way of doing it is when you Google on, let's say, Novartis Pharma process or PDF documents or PDFs.
Can you say that one more time?
Okay, the PDF information
I
is the actual
you were not clear.
the
It was
core
like
information that is available on Google. Now
I
let's say
can't hear you. I
just
can't
a
hear
web
you.
page, but when something that is on a PDF is more useful. I want to switch and actually show you that, but I'm afraid it'll take time.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, Raja. I can.
Yeah, I couldn't hear the last bit. Whatever you said, the last 2 minutes, it was like
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to show you something on Chrome on how to do it. I'm sure you already are doing it. I'll actually give that as an assignment and then we'll see that. Hmm? All right. So I want to give you an assignment, Raja. Just like spend an hour or less than that
okay.
on go to Novartis site. All right.
Okay.
I look at their pharma process.
Okay.
Create a two slider information.
Okay, on PowerPoint.
In 2 slides, just some bullet points on what are the major processes within the pharma section of Novartis.
Okay. So you want me to do a two-slider on the pharma section of Lotus? Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so when we meet tomorrow, we'll talk about the same thing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the market research. So market research is really, really important. So market research is again secondary research. A lot of secondary research is required. That's information already on the net, the information that's available in your company. The information that's available in your company is actually the actual stuff. But if you don't have the actual stuff, that is the, most of the time that's what happens. The actual stuff is not there. Business analyst, so everybody just looks up and turns towards a business analyst to feed them with information. So they say, hey, we don't have anything, but you're the business analyst, so you got to feed us with the information. Okay, that's ridiculous, but that's how business analysts always live ambiguity, understand. So there's a lot of confusion when you're working, right? You got to accept,
Mm-hmm.
you got to live with it, that there'll be confusion all the time. Is not sure, the IT team is not sure, you are the in between trying to solve the issue. That's the thing. The IT team expects business analysts to know everything. The customer is expecting the business analyst to provide some sort of solution. So there you are. So market research is very important. Staying organized, managing constraints to reach a goal. Okay, so this is something generic I was actually feeding to some of the newcomers. So staying organized here means within the, let's say you have 2 days. How do I
Okay.
figure out this, you know, requirements management plan? I am going to travel for 1 week to New Jersey.
Again, you're breaking up. You're not clear. I can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, it's.
Okay.
Hello?
Hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
So what I'm saying is that staying organized means within a short period of time, how you can actually collect information and a lot of things, right? It's not just the customer gives you a one-liner statement. How do you use that information to build something out of it? Your boss is asking for something, so how do you spend minimum amount of time to get information to him? So that is staying organized. All right. So I
Okay.
pretty generic. So let's move to the next point. Knowing your resources. Knowing your resources means knowing what tools you can use, knowing what information you have, and how you can use that to deliver what is required. For example, now I asked you about Novartis, right? So Novartis, your information is something you don't have internally. You have to research on Google, get some information, and present it to me. And let's say I am the manager, but I want to also see a process map. So do I have a tool, or do I have to use freeware? Okay, MS Visio is a proprietary tool. That is, it's a license. So license will be costly. So you not many organizations may have it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you could use a freeware to do the process map. Based on what tools I have, I may have to pick up some new tools, work out something, and still be able to churn out. Hey, I don't have Visio, I can't do something. So that's
Okay.
pretty much what this knowing your resources mean. Social skills are basically, like I told you earlier, it is all about stress, managing people, managing your stress, and so on. That's the social skills. I'm again reiterating what is social skills because a lot of people management model. I say this because it's more to do with than the processes. People are willing to share information. People are not willing to cooperate. So business analyst is not able to make uh, cannot move further. Right. So it's all having to manage people and getting information out of them. Are we good so far?
Yes. I
Hello.
have a question. Yeah, I'm good. We're good so far.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, Raja.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello.
Raja, you're able
Hello.
to hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Even on WhatsApp, your voice is breaking up. I think there's an issue with the Wi-Fi, I guess.
Hmm. Okay, if you're able to hear me, because I can't hear you back, so I was wondering, you're still on, you're still there, right?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm still there.
Okay. So I'm going to move to the next slide and we'll close with it. All right. So next one is a slide talks about learning, right? So it's understanding the problem statement. So once you understand the problem statement, what we do is you do a little more of research.
Okay.
Discard unwanted information. So this is, I mean, this may seem very simple, but then there's a lot of junk on the internet as well. There's a lot of junk even within the documentation that's available. Somebody will say, oh, this was done like 8 months back. Now the things would have changed. So can you please relook, talk to the customer and update this information? So that's what I
Okay.
mean by discarding unwanted information. I
Okay.
already told you about market research. Market research
Okay.
is about lot of reading. A business analyst reads up a lot on the domain. If you're not reading up a lot, for example, if I tell you mm, there is a in healthcare there is a standard called as HIPAA standard. Okay, HIPAA
Yeah.
standard, document standard that they follow.
Yeah.
So you need to get into understanding what is a HIPAA Act. Then I could talk to you about something called as SOX compliance, Sarbanes-Oxley law. All right. So you need to know what is Sarbanes-Oxley law and how it applies to IT systems. How I can apply to IT systems. So these are some basic things. So there's a lot of reading up that you need to do. Then you may also want to understand what are the competitors doing in the market. So this is the market research part.
Sure.
Slowly we'll get into that. Then staying organized, knowing your primary goal for the day. I think this is generic. I'll leave this. Knowing your resources also fine. So I think I finished this. So I will not dump you with a lot of yarn for now. What I will expect is go to the Novartis Pharma side, understand
Okay.
information is there. All right.
Okay.
Create a two slider. Okay, on a PPT, create a two slider. Spend some time, understand what Novartis does, and put all the major processes. And from there, I will teach you how to build a feature. Right.
Okay. So you just want me to like basically the presentation should contain what the pharmaceutical department of Novartis does
Yeah.
and how are they doing it.
See how you.
Like what are the next products in line or
No, 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 not that. Not that. Don't spend so much time on that. It's like this. Go to the website.
okay.
Novartis. Novartis US. Under Novartis US, there could be a section or a tab called Pharma. Under the Pharma, you have to. Okay, so under that Pharma, you have to see what information is there. Sometimes it may be very vague, so you got to research what it is, and then tell me what are the major features. Now, okay, see, for example, Novartis India. Come on. See, they could have something like this. They may not have, okay, let's say if you don't find anything on pharma, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you can pick up one of their products like this, like oncology or something on that area. Like, okay, they have something on pharma.
Yeah.
So go deep, understand what they have. So here they come to Novartis Pharmaceuticals. Here you have to tell what if I have to run if I have to have an application for Novartis, what are those features or what are those things that are very important.
Okay.
Okay, there will be a lot of other stories, but then you figure out, from our lab. So you need to have you need to have a lab process. Then you need something on patient information. So like that, go a little deep, understand each one of these tabs,
Mm-hmm.
each one of this information,
Okay.
have a focus. Now they have something on. So you should have a feature for disease areas itself. Under disease areas, I should have all this information. Then I'm talking about patients. Then I'm talking about you know labs. So just figure out if I have to create an IT system. Okay, it's like this. Okay, I'm a face. You have Facebook, and in Facebook
Yeah.
you have to figure out what are the what features will make a good Facebook application.
Okay.
Say Facebook didn't exist, and you had to use
Okay.
Orkut or something else to figure out how
Okay.
to create a new application. So what do I do?
Okay.
Go to Facebook, I try to figure out what is there, and I'm trying to, let's say, replicate a Facebook. I'm going to create a new Facebook-like application. How do I do? Or when I say I need a food delivering app, when I
Okay.
do a food delivery app, what are the features I need to have? What is that information I need to have? Similarly, if I create an application for pharma, what is it that I need to have? Now, this is your
Okay.
first touch point. Then you may also want to go to internet and generally look up what are the major features required for a pharma application.
Okay.
So you're able to get a feel, right? Now I know what Novartis has. I want to understand what the industry is doing, and then see how we
Okay.
can bridge it and say, hey, these are the features that you need to have, and then move
Okay.
forward. So create a two-slider on this. I think you may have to spend an hour or hour and a half. See if you can get information. If it's taking
Sure.
too much time, then whatever you have is fine. We can take it from there. So because
Okay.
it can put a lot of thought, and then we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, let's connect tomorrow same time.
Okay.
Today it got a little delayed. Tomorrow I think we should be able to put in some more time. All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks, Raja. See you.
See you. Bye-bye.
I'll send you the video recording. I'll send you the video recording, Raja.